Good morning, friends. Come on in. Come on into my. Camera's a little wonky. There we go. Good morning. Let me just fix that. Come on in and let's make breakfast. Actually, I could be rinsing quinoa while I'm waiting on y'all. Maybe. You get into it. If you're watching live, say hello. If you're watching the replay, make sure you comment #replay. Hey, Hannah. Hey, Jackie. Good morning, my friends. Quinoa stinks. I'm gonna make quinoa bowls. Meredith, I tell you, I struggled this morning to come up with an idea. I couldn't even find anything on my own website that sounded good. Like everything I looked at, I'm like, that's why I put in the title of this post some honesty about mealtime on a GLP-1. I'd love to tell you about it. But first, I'm gonna rinse my quinoa. And I'm gonna make protein-filled quinoa, banana berry quinoa bowls. That's what I'm gonna make this morning after I wash off my nasty quinoa. Quinoa is such a pain in the butt to work with. It gets everywhere. Every time I make it, I'll go to get undressed tonight and I'll be like, why is there quinoa in my bra? How'd that get there? I don't know. Thank you. You like it? I'd love to have that one with a pair of biking shorts. Yeah. Biking shorts is not something you will ever see me wear. I think I have lipedema in my legs. So I think that's why my knees look the way my knees look. And I don't wear a lot of shorts. She is, Kayla. She is. I can't. Oh my goodness. Pearl's workouts are intense. All right. This is going to make a couple of servings. This will make actually 2 servings, I think. This will make 4. Wait. 1/4 cup dry is 1 serving. This will make 4. Man, I'm going to make way too much. I didn't want to make that much, but it's all right. I know I do. But I just don't feel good I don't feel good in shorts because they ride up into the unknown. Into the unknown. That's where they ride up to. Into the unknown. And I don't need Elsa singing about my biker shorts. Bike shorts, not biker. They're not leather chaps. This makes 4 servings of 26 grams of carbs in the quinoa each. So I really only wanted to make 2 servings, but we'll make 4. Why not? Yeah, mine too. It's like my thighs are snacking on things. All right. So this is 1 cup of quinoa. Even better if you can get it all out of the bowl. Get it there. I washed my hands. Don't worry. Not that you were worried, but in case you're worried, I washed my hands. All right, I'm going to put in a couple tablespoons of brown monk fruit allulose blend. This is Whole Earth, and I really like this stuff. I'll be buying it again. I really love it. Really good stuff. It's allulose, which I'm trying to eat more of because it naturally helps raise a GLP-1. And I know I'm taking a GLP-1, but it ain't going to hurt to naturally raise it a little bit either. Do all the things. This is sliced bananas. Well, Jackie, it's not even so much what other people think, because I do have some shorts and I don't really care so much about what other people think. If they don't like the look of my knees, they can look away. And if they're walking down the street staring at my knees, well, that's their problem. I don't really have, but I'm uncomfortable in them. The way they ride in places that things aren't meant to be. They try to like find their way into the dark unknown. And so I do this. I gotta take 2 steps and go. Take 2 steps and go. People think I'm passing gas as I walk down the street because I'm doing this. It drives me nuts. So I don't usually wear shorts because it's that or I'm doing this every 2 steps. That just gets on my nerves. So I wear dresses more than anything because they're comfortable. But I don't care if my knees show because of the look of my knees, whatever. My knees are fine. My knees are sexy. Lumpy and all, don't matter. All right. I've got 1 cup of bananas or 1 sliced up banana in there. I'm going to put in a cup of fruit. I mixed berries, so I'm going to do half a cup of blues and half a cup of strawberries. I didn't have any bags that were combination fruit. So half a cup of each. So you could put some cherries in there too. And I'm also gonna put some cauli rice. I know, the things I can talk about. I'll talk about anything. Nothing off limits here. I'm gonna put about 1 cup of cauli rice. Because I can. Get a little extra veg going in. Like, let me put these back in the freezer before they turn to hard. I should probably close the bags first. All right, what else? Let's put some salt in there. Just a pinch. I'm gonna put some cinnamon, just a little, not a whole lot though, because I don't want too much cinnamon in here. Cinnamon, ironically. So when you're on a GLP-1, some people experience aversions to certain things. And, oh, I need water. Twice the amount of water is quinoa. So 2 cups of water. I'm almost thinking I need to put 1 more tablespoon of the brown sweetener. I'm thinking 2 might not be enough. Hi, Kimberly. That's not sweetener, that's quinoa. What did I do? The berries, it may be sweet enough with the berries, but I don't want my quinoa to be bitter. So, whoop, hello. I'm gonna put an extra tablespoon in there. I need to order more. I'm almost out. This stuff bakes and works, and I love it. It works just like brown sugar. It really is my favorite so far. It has erythritol, allulose, less than 2% molasses. It's just got a touchy touch. Stevia and monk fruit. I really, really like it. If I can find big bags of it somewhere, I'll get it. Just found out that someone from our church had twin boys this morning. That makes 7 boys and 1 girl. 7 children. My condolences to Mom. Listen, I love my daughter with all of my heart, but 7 children is not something I would have been cut out for. We all have our own paths. That one's not mine. All right, good thing about quinoa. 3 minutes. Whoops. Custom. Get up on custom. 3 minutes. That's all we need. The longest part of this is the pressurizing. And then it'll be done in 3 minutes. And then I'm going to make a base to go under this. But while that's cooking, I want to say, I was just going to update everybody. Oh, I'm out of paper towels. A little bit on GLP-1 and what I'm experiencing. Oh my gosh, 8 girls, 7 boys and 8 children. I don't do math. Huh? I don't math very well. Let me get my paper towels because I'm probably going to need them. So the interesting thing about a GLP-1 that I'm trying to figure out is I feel good. I don't feel, I definitely notice reduction in inflammation, big time. I still have days like today I woke up feeling very puffy all over, but I think it's because of my dinner. I had sprouted pizza crust and too much wheat tends to inflame me. So I'm feeling inflamed this morning, but that's because of what I ate. But one thing that I guess you hear about, but I didn't really know what it would be like until I experienced it. That it changes, I don't know how to say it. It's an Instant Pot. It's a Pampered Chef Instant Pot, Quinoa. It changes your feelings towards some foods. Like I've developed mild aversions to some foods, like cinnamon. That's why I say I didn't put a lot in there. The idea of cinnamon, I put just enough in there to kind of boost it, but not enough to taste it. Like if I were old KJ, I would probably put a tablespoon of cinnamon in there. But for some reason, cinnamon, the idea of cinnamon just turns me off. Cottage cheese, love cottage cheese my whole life. I've loved it as a little girl. We'd go out to eat at a restaurant and I'd order tenderloin clams and fries, and they'd say, you want coleslaw, vegetables, and every time I'd say, can I have cottage cheese? And they'd bring me a big bowl of cottage cheese. Have loved it. Now, lumpy cottage cheese literally makes me want to retch. I'm putting it in a blender this morning, and then I can tolerate it. It's a fabulous source of protein. But I'm kind of turned off by it. Mallory, yeah, on my Facebook page, I had that post where if you commented GLP-1 guide, you got a whole guide. Go look on my Facebook page, scroll back like 2 weeks, and you should see where it says it's a reel and it says comment GLP-1 guide, and it will send it automatically. If you don't see it, message me. I'll get you the link so you can go get it. But so I've developed mild aversions to some things. In the very beginning of this GLP-1, coffee was a mild aversion for me. And I had a hard time with that, but I kept drinking it intentionally. And now I can drink it again. Speaking of which, here's my cup. I was wondering what my cup was. I got to fill it up. Have a little sippy sip while my quinoa cooks. My quinoa is not talking. Oh, there's rounds in there. So mild aversions. But the other thing is when you don't feel like eating, you don't feel like eating. There's this, I don't know how to explain it. Like this morning, it was a big struggle for me to come up with something to eat. I had a bunch of people messaging me different suggestions and things that I could do. And everything I looked at, I was like, mm-mm, no, mm-mm, no, mm-mm, 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 mm-mm. And honestly, I don't even want to eat this, but I know I have to eat. I've already had my protein this morning. I had it in my AG1. So I've already had protein, but my body needs fuel. So I'm going to eat breakfast, but sometimes it's really hard. And I am not losing weight by starvation. I'm still eating plenty. I've had some people say that to me. Well, the only reason you're losing weight is because you're starving yourself. Well, no, I'm not. If they were in my house, they know that that's not my reality whatsoever. But I don't always feel like eating at mealtime. Sometimes mealtime comes around and I'm like, meh, I have to drink a chocolate milk because I need protein, but I can't stomach the idea of eating food. And so that's what most mornings I'm okay. Most mornings I can get up and I'm like, oh, I want breakfast. Right now, the funny thing is I'm hungry, but literally nothing appeals to me right now. The idea of this quinoa is like, gosh, all of it. I'm hungry, but nothing is appealing, if that makes sense. It's really, it's really bizarre. And I don't get nauseous like that at all, Beth, at all. Like I have had one moment of nausea and it was after dinner and I went to bed and I actually don't even think it was the GLP-1 that made me nauseous. I think dinner just didn't settle. You know, sometimes dinner just doesn't settle. But I really haven't had a lot of nausea. It's just the idea of food some of the time, not all the time, but some of the time is like, this, no, no, no. That's why my entire bag of chocolate whey protein is already gone, and I only had it a couple weeks and it's gone. I've used it all. Oh, Mallory. Oh. It's in there. I'll try it. I'll try it. I promise. So sometimes I have to get a little like, okay, here's what my favorite lunch is right now. Especially like I eat breakfast. So a lot of times it's with you guys. I have my breakfast. And then one or two things happen. Lunch rolls around and I'm like, oh, I want some lunch. And I eat lunch, but then the rest of the day I'm like, I don't want dinner. I just don't make me eat. I don't want anything else after lunch. Or I have breakfast and then lunch rolls around and I'm like, I don't want no lunch. Don't talk to me about food. I don't want lunch. And then dinner rolls around and I'm ready for dinner. So I end up having some protein in the afternoon, like protein in my coffee or something, and that's all I can stomach. But lunch most days is a bologna sandwich. I reverted to my childhood, a bologna sandwich and chocolate milk. Because it's like a bologna sandwich would have never, ever, ever held me over before, ever. Now it does. But like another example of how things are weird is we went for Sunday. It was beautiful out. We all just wanted to go for a ride. And we went for a ride and the family wanted filet fish. So we went to McDonald's. Well, I brought myself a Arnold keto bun. They're my favorite low carb buns. And I just brought one because I knew we were probably going to stop somewhere. And I got a Big Mac and I just put it inside the bun. I ate half of it and I was like, nah, I'm good. Never in my life would a half of a Big Mac ever satisfied me. Ever. But now it did. And there was no temptation for me to be like, oh, I need to eat some fries. Like, there was no temptation of it. It was just, those are their fries. It's really weird. Yes, we can have bologna. It's sandwich meat. You can have any prepared deli meat, Mallory, as long as it's 2 grams of carbs or less is fine. I don't have a cycle, Lois. I am postmenopausal at a young age. Yeah. I'm completely postmenopausal, so I ain't got to worry about that stuff. I had the creamy chicken and wild rice soup last night. That sounds good. And I could barely stomach it. Thankfully, GLP-1 hasn't done that to more of the foods I love. Isn't it really weird? Yeah. I get Oscar Mayer. No, it's fine, Lois. No, it's fine. I've told everybody that. I had a uterine ablation years ago, so I didn't even realize that I was going through menopause until it was over with. I get Oscar Mayer because I like the Oscar Mayer song. You know, the whole I wish I was an Oscar Mayer wiener. I like the female version of that is the Weenie Man song. So that's why I buy it. I buy it because it's in a pretty yellow package. I have mustard No, it's an S, I think, Mallory. I think it's an S. Let's look at it together. I believe. Well, maybe I'm all out of bologna. That's bologna. How did I do that? I must have used the last of it this weekend. Never mind. I must be all out. Mama Joyful. Look what Dad left in my refrigerator. This is what I live with, people. This is in my refrigerator. Dad left his yeah, this is why I say anybody can stay on plan, okay? I would just like to introduce you to my cabinet. I would like to introduce you to my cabinet. Okay. If you think I can't stay on plan because there's too many temptations around me, trust me when I tell you, and this has nothing to do with the GLP-1. I have lived with this for the last 1,307 days, which is how many days I haven't eaten these things. Okay. This is what my cupboard looks like. So don't tell me that you can't stay on plan because there's too many temptations around you. Okay. Take that. Let me stack that right next to the Chef Boyardee. Kayla. That's right, Tracy. Yeah, I don't have that food noise anymore. I wouldn't have torn into it. Now the old me pre consistency on THM1, getting GLP-1s and THM confused. The old me prior to not even including GLP-1, prior to all of that, prior to, just my normal pre-THM, I'd have eaten all that stuff. I'd have ordered 2 of each and then I would have put one somewhere where nobody else knew it was so I could have eaten the Reese's. But the Reese's would have stayed in the cupboard because nobody would know that there was a second bag of Reese's. That's what I would have done. Oh, that didn't go on there. Yep. Don't like it lumpy. I just licked off that spoon and that's why I'm going to blend this. Yes, it is plugged in. It takes forever. It's just about ready. It's one little line from pressurized. It takes so long to pressurize. Yeah, the chips used to be a total temptation for me. And honestly, a bit of a frustration for me because my family would eat them and I still wouldn't eat them. I would still say no to them. I'm going to put a little swerve in there, or not swerve, but this brown sweetener. But my mindset got right. So they're a kryptonite for you, Jackie. But does that mean nobody else should get to choose to eat chips because they're a kryptonite for you? My thought on that is there is some level of self-control that we need to practice. And self-control is definitely not easy. And that is why my mindset had to shift to, that's not my food. That food is poison to me. That food is dangerous to me. That food is it's monk fruit, whole earth monk fruit and allulose, Lois. That food is dangerous for me. So while it's in my house, just because it's in my house, I don't have to eat it. I don't have to. And I think giving myself that permission to be able to say, no, I don't have to be owned by those chips is empowering. Those chips don't have to own my actions. It took me a long time to realize that. It took me a long time to realize I got to make the choices that were best for me and didn't have to fall prey to the temptations. I could, but I didn't have to. And I think, I don't know. There became, after avoiding it for a while, there became kind of a sense of authority, I guess, over those things and over my choices, recognizing that I am the one that has authority over what goes into my face. And just because there are good foods around, I suppose not good foods, but there are foods that I would like to eat, doesn't mean I have to. How do you respectfully turn down someone's offer for off-plan cookies? They say no, thank you. If somebody says to me, oh, somebody from the subdivision was so sweet at Christmas and brought over cookies, and I shared them with people in my life. But if somebody says to me, oh, I made you these cookies because I know you've been down, and so I made you chocolate, just for example, I made you chocolate chip cookies. I say, I am so grateful, thank you, and I take them. But if they expect me to eat one in front of them, I will say, actually, there are foods in here that I really shouldn't be eating that bother me, or that I don't say I don't eat them because they're not healthy, because then that offends the giver, and I'm not going to offend a giver. But I would never eat a cookie simply because somebody was kind and gave it to me. It's not worth it to me. And I live under the principle that if I say to somebody, oh, thank you, but my blood sugar can't handle it, or I have sensitivities to some of the food, some of the stuff that's in that, I will share these with my family. I'm so grateful for you. Thank you. And they get offended because I didn't eat one of their cookies. They get to own that. I don't have to own that. If that bothers them, then that's up to them.
They got to deal with it. KJ ain't dealing with it. Because they're not the one dealing with a big butt.
That's what I have to say about that. Yeah, I don't buy popcorners in this house very often. I only buy them when we travel. Other than that, because even I can stop eating them. I can say no to them and stop them, but then there's a feeling of wanting more that comes along with it that I just don't want to deal with. Yeah. Yep. Telling people around you. Making it clear, like, I go to the ladies group at church, the moms group, and I look at what they're going to serve ahead of time. And if it, like this week, I'm speaking this week at it, and it's taco bar. Well, I'll be able to eat a taco bar, so I won't bring anything with me. But last month it was salads, so I was fine. But the month before it was, I want to say it was sub sandwiches or something. I brought my own meal with me. And I had a few people say, oh, you brought your own food. Yep, I did. And I said, I have a lot of things that I choose not to eat. Yep. All right, all I put in this is some sweetener. Yes, exactly. Exactly, Cindy. If we make healthy meals for somebody else, if we make a healthy cake and somebody says no thank you, that's up to them. We don't have to be offended that they don't want to try our food either. Everybody gets to make their own decisions with their food. All right, this will make the cottage cheese taste much better. So this has how many? This is quite a bit of protein in it. I always gotta look. I think it's 18. 12. This has got 12 grams and a half a cup. So this has 18 grams plus my quinoa, 1 cup will have 8 grams. So this will have about 26 grams, which is good. That's good because I had some protein this morning. So I'm just putting this on the bottom of my bowl. Really, I just want the quinoa. but I need the extra protein. So I'm going to put this on the bottom of my bowl under my quinoa, and it'll taste kind of cheesecakey. See? That tastes good, smooth. This thing is freaking me out. I bleached it last night, but I'm still a little freaked out. My husband bled all over it yesterday. He cut himself. I never seen a little cut. It's because it was really, really deep. I never seen a cut bleed so bad in my life. Took me forever to get that thing to stop bleeding. All right. Now we gotta let the pressure out of this baby. This is how I do it to protect my cupboards. Release. Breakfast therapy with KJ. Yeah, right. The girl who probably needs a little of her own. So I'll have this, and then lunchtime, what time is it right now? My gosh, is it really almost 10? Oh, this is why I work until 11 p.m. Because before I've been up since 5:30, and before I know it, the day's gone. And I have so much to do. If you guys haven't seen, I released the pre-sale last night. An email went out, and it's on my Facebook page, of Trim Travels. Between today and Thursday, there's a discount on it. It's $27 between today and Thursday, and then on Thursday, and that's the pre-sale price. The course has not dropped yet. It won't drop until the end of this week. So you can grab it for $27 at the pre-sale price right now, between now and Thursday. And then on Friday, the price will go up and the course will drop. It's a course to teach you how to build a good go bag, all the resources you need to do it, how to stay on plan at parties and gatherings. There's a lot of education in there and a lot of printable resources for $27 today through Thursday. So go check your email and check on my Facebook page to get the link for that. Also, oh, and if you were in part of my group coaching, someone's calling me. There we go. And when they call me, I know that's my hand. When they call me, it shuts my camera off for some reason. Cindy, guess you're out of luck, Cindy. You'll have to get a Big Mac. Well, you already got a Big Mac, don't you? That looks weird. Also, okay, so if you're part of my group coaching, you get that Trim Travels for free. If you want to join my group coaching, we are doing Movement May. I'm going to try to do a webinar about movement at the end of this week, a free webinar. But we start Movement May tomorrow. Really, the challenges and stuff don't begin until Monday. So if you want to join for Movement May and really get challenged to start loving exercise, this is the month you want to join group coaching. It's $89 for the month, but if you want the Trim Travels course, you get that for free, which means you would end up paying $62. It would equal out to $62 for the month of May. So if you want to join that, make sure you check my website for more information on that. What else? Oh, Choose Wisely. Hiya. Many of you own my Choose Wisely guide. My Choose Wisely guide I made 3 years ago. 2 years ago? No, 2 years ago. And it is a guide that had 65 plus restaurants in it and the best on plan healthy choices that you could find. So it would tell you the name of the restaurant and what to choose there. And it had a list of Asian restaurants, Mexican restaurants, all the different styles and the best option there. That has been completely updated. We've gone through every restaurant that was in there, looked at the menu, removed stuff that has been taken off their menu, added new things that are on their menu, and we've added 20 more restaurants. So now that guide has more than 85 restaurants and chain style restaurants that have the best on-plan choices with their fat type, SE or crossover or fuel pull listed on it. That guide is $18. So if you, it's a great printable resource. If you already own that guide, you should have an email saving some money on it because I'm giving those that already own it a discount. So make sure you check that. That guide is fabulous. I use it all the time. I love it. Even though I can go into a restaurant and sit down and look at a menu, I know what's on plan. Having that guide to look ahead of time and go, this is what I'm going to get. So that when I go in, I know ahead of time what I want to order without looking at the menu and feeling like, oh, but I could get this, or oh, but man, that fried chicken sounds good. No, I already know going in. I have a game plan. All right, where's my dirty measuring cup? Did I stick it in here? It's just in this quinoa bowl. Don't worry, it's not dirty. It's just sitting in that dry quinoa bowl. Nobody freak out that I'm taking that out of the sink. All right, I'm gonna take 1 cup of this. And hopefully it will taste good over the cottage cheese, even though it's hot and the cottage cheese is cold. So there's my banana berry protein bowl. I hate the smell of quinoa. It smells like hay. Anybody else? Just me? Oh, Gassie's sound asleep and he's twitching. Oh, that's good. That's really good. Even though it tastes like hay. It smells and tastes lightly like hay, but still good. I like hay. I'll show you my pop while he's sleeping. See if I can. Don't look at my laundry. Can you see the pop in the chair, sound asleep? Poor pumpkin. Ooh, sheepy tired. Mildly. I can mildly taste the banana. I think it would be fine without it. I know it doesn't sound appetizing. Don't you think quinoa tastes like hay? Cindy said she does. I don't know why, but quinoa tastes a little hay-like. But it tastes like fruity hay. That's good. It's gonna be even better. I'm gonna put a little extra sweetener on the top. I think it's just a touch under sweet. Some people may disagree, but I like things sweet. There. Even better. It's good on the cheesecake stuffy. You think it tastes nutty? That's pretty comforting. It's quite comforting. All right, now I gotta find a storage bowl for that, so I can put it in the fridge and not eat it and throw it away in 2 weeks. Because that's what happens. Because I'm not that good at leftovers. Plus, I cook live all the time, so I never need breakfast leftovers. But it makes a big old. This would be. So you know what would be really good? If you made a batch of this and let it cool completely. And then whipped up 4, let me see, whipped up. I think it'll taste great cold, Pam. Mallory, that is such great advice. It really is, to freeze this. It's such great advice for someone else. I put stuff in my freezer and then I forget about it and it goes to waste. I'm terrible that way. I'm not a good example. If you let this cool completely and then you took 3 cups of cottage cheese and blended it up with some sweetener and then layered it and made quinoa parfaits with it, you could have your food prep done for a whole week. And it would be really, really good in the out of the fridge. That would make a great breakfast parfait. And easy. I mean, that was dumping weight.
It's the old dump and wait method. Everybody's favorite method of cooking. The dump and wait. It's not, it used to be the set it and forget it. Now it's the dump and wait.
All right, my friends, I love you. Thanks for joining me. I hope you come join me in Trim Travels and Holy Healthy Group Coaching. I just hope you come join me in something because I want to see you succeed. I also want to pay my mortgage. Add bloom gelatin, chill and slice for quinoa jigglers. Gross, Sarah. Ew. Bring that next to the school party. The kids, you'll be the hit of the school party. So yes, while I want to pay my mortgage, more than anything is I want to see you get the community and the support that you need because I know how much it's changed my life. I was just talking to somebody about this morning that I would not want, like, I cannot in my wildest dreams imagine my life without the Holy Healthy community. They have changed my life and I know it has changed many others, but I cannot imagine life without them. I can't imagine the missing piece for so many of us in our diet is not the foods we eat. While that's important, it's not the fluids we drink, even though that's important. The missing link for most of us, what I'm finding, and God is driving home more and more and more to me every day. The missing link in people's success is the lack of community. It changes everything. So, all right, my friends, I love you so much. I hope you have an amazing Tuesday, and I'll see you back tomorrow for devotion.